Knock, knock.
Who's there?
It's Mustache Ride, episode 6 of the Mustache Ride podcast.
Woo!
Yes. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I'm Sherman Cool. You can catch me at twitch.tv/ShermanCool. And this is my amazing co-host, The Dirty Tooth.
And you can catch me at twitch.tv/TheDirtyTooth with 3 Ys.
3 Ys.
3, it's important. You won't get the link if you don't use the 3 Ys.
Yeah. Or you won't like the streamer that you find as much as you
True.
would like
Yeah.
The Dirty
True.
Tooth. 3 Ys.
That's true.
Yeah. But anyway, we record this show live twice a month. We're actually increasing the frequency to twice a month. And at twitch.tv/MustacheRidePod. We'd love it if you joined us. Just like, actually, we have some people in the chat already. Brave New Dan, Rep Zombie, Power the Titan. Appreciate you guys all being here already. And more people will be cycling in throughout the night. But we've got a lot to talk about tonight. We'll be talking about the Nintendo Direct that we had just recently with a bunch of game reveals, Mario Strikers, Switch Sports, ton of good stuff. Lots to be excited about, so we'll have to talk about that. We're also going to talk about what we've been playing, what we've been streaming, what we've been doing in our off time, games-wise, and on stream. And then if we have time in the night later on, we'll be checking out open world game fatigue. This is a topic that I put on the dock here this time. It's something that I've been feeling lately, and with Horizon Forbidden West coming out, it's just something that's on my mind. So hopefully we'll have time to talk about it. And then again, if we have time, the topic of attempting to go full-time, streaming, content creation, what's holding us back. That's a topic we've been meaning to talk about, but it keeps getting pushed. Hopefully we'll have time tonight, but if not, it'll be there. It's always something that's going to be on our mind because I don't think either of us are going full-time anytime soon. But hopefully we'll get to talking about that, and I think that's a topic we'll revisit over time, right, Tooth?
Absolutely. I think it's one that, like you said, like we're not there anytime soon, but we're gonna keep talking about until we are.
Yeah, it's something to talk about, and then imagine the one day we'll have the topic. Remember when we were thinking about going full time, you know?
Yeah. remember where we wanted to talk about it every episode and we never got to it, and now we are.
I guess we ought to talk about it.
Yeah. We ought to talk about it now.
We'll get there. But before all of that, we have a fun new segment that we started last episode that we want to get into now, called "Do They Rock It or Do We Knock It?" And so Tooth will pull that up, and we're going to go through this episode's submissions, and we're going to see. Hopefully, you guys didn't.
Oh wait! Don't look. Okay. Don't look at it.
Do they rock it or do we knock it?
Oh, let's still get the hang of it. All right.
That's okay. Yeah, we'll get into it. And there's going to be plenty of video game characters, pop culture characters that will be coming up. So if you got spoiled tonight, that's okay, and you're still going to see them in all their glory in just a moment. So, do they rock it or do we knock it? The way this segment works is basically we have video game characters, or like I said, pop culture characters, and we stuck a stash on them. A lot of characters in our media don't have
so good.
It's so good. That's a problem. Big problem, and we're here to solve it. And we leave it up to you guys, the audience. We give our 2 cents on whether or not they rock it, or if we should knock it. Maybe you say, hey, go hit the razor, you know?
Go hit the shick, you know?
Go hit the shick. Go hit
it was
that's good.
We gotta write that down. I felt like we got pretty good participation last time. There were some knock-its, you know. There was.
Yeah. Well, also, toward the end of the segment, you'll get our email address, mustacheridepod@gmail.com, where we also accept submissions from the viewers. Tonight we have a viewer that submitted a few game characters or people that needed mustaches. So we'll let you guys be the judge of that. But let's go ahead and get into number 1. Again, write in chat, rocks it or knock it, and we'll decide whether or not they should keep their stash. So number 1, let's see what we got. There we go. Nathan Drake with a good-looking handlebar mustache, if I do say so myself.
It's a nice mustache.
You don't see that every day, you know. Nathan Drake looks like
Yeah.
he's got some trimming to do. You know what I mean with his shadow, his 5 o'clock shadow. But the main focal point, this handlebar mustache. I think he rocks it in my opinion. But
Yeah,
what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's I think honestly the little bit of like chest hair situation, like it's
Mhm.
the handlebar mustache. It's very like it. He needs a nice fade, but after that, it's gonna pop.
Oh yeah, yeah. And Nathan Drake, good looking guy already. But I mean, with this
Absolutely.
mustache, holy heck!
Yeah,
I mean, one more button down on that, please, Nathan. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Give us
Anyway,
another button, Nathan.
it looks like we got a pretty unanimous result from chat. Everyone's saying rocket. So we're gonna
Unanimous
go ahead and
rocket.
say, Nathan Drake, you can keep your mustache. So let's move on
Keep
to
it.
number 2. Any guesses in the chat who we went with tonight for number 2? Hopefully you guys didn't see it already, but any guesses in the chat?
Any number 2 guesses? Titan probably saw it. I don't know. The last time he said it, just like it showed up, and he saw the Gears one, right?
Yeah, Marcus Phoenix. Well, let's go
Yeah,
ahead and
so
see
we'll
what
get
we
into
got.
it.
Link. Look at that one.
Oh my god.
You can tell that guy took some time growing this mustache. It's very well kept.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
However, I think the color could have used a little bit of work, perhaps. I don't know if maybe he dyed it. Maybe he is sick of being called a baby face, and he's like, I need a nice prominent mustache. You know what I mean? So maybe he took some Sharpie to it. I'm not sure.
The slight mullet action does it.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like it could be a guitar on his back, and he could just swing that thing around and start shredding.
Do you think her name's still Zelda, Princess Zelda? Like Redneck Link, like who's the princess that Redneck Link saves?
Oh, Zelda Ann.
Miss Zelda. I'm coming to get you, Miss Zelda.
Zelda, yeah. All right, looks like we got another pretty unanimous vote in chat. People are liking the stashes
Yeah,
tonight.
okay, pretty
I
incredible.
totally agree. I think Link rocks it. And honestly,
yeah, I think he does it.
if Link doesn't have a mustache in Breath of the Wild 2, we riot. We riot. We at
honestly.
Nintendo on Twitter, and we give them a stern 280 character talking to. Is it
Honestly,
280?
though.
Yeah, it's 280.
Yeah, 280.
I never fill it out. Okay, now these next few submissions were submitted by Shark Shampoo, a wonderful viewer. I hope he's here. If he's not here, then well, we're gonna have to tag him in the clips, or just tell him where the YouTube.
We'll tag him in or something.
By the way, this show comes out on YouTube the following week, so look out next week on the Mustache Ride YouTube channel for
Exclamation point YouTube.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and see what Shark Shampoo submitted to us. Number 1. Cloud. Now, Shark Shampoo took some time on this. I love the addition of the beard, too.
The beard, yeah. The beard, I think it's kind of crazy, actually.
He kills this look. Honestly, I think if he had maybe like a pair of glasses, those circle glasses.
Yeah, the circle glasses.
Like wireframe circle glasses. He would rock it.
Le Cloud.
Le Cloud? This also does lead me to believe that Cloud bleaches his hair. His hair isn't naturally bleach blonde like this.
Yeah, it's like it's a move. It's like a hipster move, you know? He's like,
okay.
He grew the beard and was like, you know, he was like, didn't want to be associated with all the other people growing beards and mustaches at the time. Bleaches the hair.
Hey, you know, and whoever he goes to, damn, because look at those roots. I mean, not a dark color in them, you know.
Amazing stylist, honestly.
You know? But anyway, look at that handlebar mustache. That's a real
it's so good.
That's a real good mustache. So next, we have Hermione. Emma Watson.
I'm gonna say rocks it. I mean, I feel like I have to. Like the placement, everything is pretty good about it.
It's pretty
I mean,
damn good.
I don't want Hermione to have a mustache. I don't.
Right. But looking at this picture, how can you deny it? You can't deny that. Like the color matches her eyebrows perfectly. So it's like, yeah, that's facial hair color. And then yeah, her hair, I mean, whatever. Girls dye their hair. People dye their hair all the time. Just like Cloud does, you know? So it's nothing out of the ordinary. But look, that's such a nice, well-kept, quaint little mustache. She totally rocks it, in my opinion.
I've never thought about my mustache touching, Hermione's mustache, but I don't know,
Well, never say never, right? No.
Never.
little entanglement there.
The mustaches get tangled. Oh God! All right,
Not
cut.
bad.
Cut that one. Cut.
Cut it.
Cut.
Oh, we don't talk about that. However, it looks like another pretty unanimous vote in the chat.
It's a rock sit. It's a rock sit.
Stash on Hermione. Congratulations, Hermione.
Yeah.
You have permission to grow a stash. Stash card obtained.
Yeah. Get out there and grow that stash, Hermione.
Yeah.
All
add
right.
me on Twitter when you do.
Yeah. Tag Mustache Ride. Tag Sherman Cool. Tag myself. Like we got to see it. Honestly.
I can't believe she rocks that. I'm appalled.
I know. I can't. Well, Zubat says oof, and I'm wondering if that's like a oof. I didn't know Hermione could look so good with a mustache. I'm guessing that's what it is.
Yeah, must be.
I'm guessing that's what it is. Yeah.
Like oof, maybe I should grow a mustache. We'll have to talk about that though, Zubat.
Yeah.
You do.
All right.
Anyway.
Yeah, you do you.
So last submission by Shark Shampoo, and it'll be the last entry of the night. Let's see what we got. Sonic. And look at that mustache. No, Zubat 5, I don't want you to grow a mustache. However, I believe, just like Hermione, you would rock it. So I'll leave it at that.
I want to say knock it for this, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I do, right? But it just kind of works. I feel like Shark Shampoo did such a good job on like this mustache selection, right?
And I feel like his mustache reminds me of Dr. Eggman or like Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah.
But Dr. Robotnik's, like, I looked it up real quick. It's a lot thicker and like straight out.
Yeah.
But like I think it's Waluigi, isn't it?
Yeah, Waluigi, I think so.
Is that Waluigi's stash? It's kind of like his. Waluigi's has hard corners, but it's a good looking stash, and it's a nice take on that Waluigi style. It's like instead of the hard edges, they're curled like a nice little hedgehog should have.
Yeah, it's like I get kind of like oh man, who am I thinking about? Oh, it's the artist. Oh god, I can't remember.
Like,
oh dude, I'll have to. No, oh man, I lost it. I'm dumb.
Looks like we have some contention in the chat though.
We do.
Got a knock it. We got. He looks like he
Dolly.
sounds like the book from It Takes Two. Oh, he looks like collaboration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Salvador Dali. Yeah,
Dali.
that's what it is. Yeah,
I like it.
I do think Booker brings up a good point that this long of a mustache would hurt Sonic's acceleration out of his little tumble that he does.
Absolutely. Creates a lot of drag when you're going really fast.
Yeah.
You got that mustache flapping in the wind behind you. Probably
like,
whipping the sides of his face and stuff. Like,
I feel like it would get caught on something too, right? Like it's so long, like he's twirling around. If there's a crack in the little bricks, like.
Not to mention Dr. Eggman, any of his enemies can use that mustache to their advantage. Like that's, he might be too fast to hit, but like reach out, grab that mustache, you got him. You know what I mean? It's like grabbing an animal's tail. It's like you're gonna stop him in his tracks.
Although I will say,
rip it out. Oh god!
If you turned this Sonic a different color, like if it was red Sonic with blue shoes, it's Sonic's like counterpart,
Yeah,
an evil Sonic, right?
I'm into that. Okay, yeah, Sonic's evil twin brother.
Yeah,
Not Shadow, but like
yeah.
but
Oh
it's
man,
like Shadow Sonic, but it's not Shadow, but it's like Sora when Sora fought his
yeah.
Shadow
When Sora
himself.
fought himself, yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Hmm. Ultimately, we got to come down and we got to decide.
yeah. Does he
And
rock it or does he knock it?
it looks like chat has been saying rocks
Yeah,
it.
I think
But
it's a rocket. We get a couple knock it, but I don't know.
where do you come down? Do you have you decided? Or does he rock it? Does he knock it?
I think
Zombies is right.
I'm gonna say knock it,
Yeah.
but I like the alternate universe scenario, right?
Yeah, I think for that reason, like, because maybe this is that Sonic, the evil twin
Oh,
in
this is the evil.
disguise.
Oh yeah,
He's in disguise as the not evil twin, but he just can't hide that mustache. It's
yeah.
like that's just you can't get rid of that. It's like a birthmark, you know.
True, true.
I gotta go with Chad on this one. He rocks it. I mean, I dig it, and especially in
Yeah,
this photo, that mustache with his slight furrowed brow
yeah,
just seems a little more nefarious. I just think he
yeah.
rocks it. Yeah.
It might be the evil one. Yeah, I mean that's crazy. Like we have a unanimous rocks it like all across the board tonight.
Wow,
That's crazy.
man, we got to get a little more silly. You know, we got to try.
We do.
I thought for sure Emma Watson would it would be a knocks it or
I
knock
thought so too. I thought so too. And then I've looked at it a couple times, and I have it up pulled on another screen actually because I keep going back to look at it just to make
Yeah.
sure that I want her to rock it.
See,
But
seeing it
I
on the
know
big
one
screen,
way.
definitely
I know
different.
one way for it to get silly though, and that's for you guys to send us in your stuff, right? Like, come on, come on,
Yeah,
and there
send
it
us in
is.
your submission, just like Shark Shampoo did, and we'll feature them on the show. You know, unless we get like a whole wave of them in, we'll pick the best ones. But for now, it's nice and small. Not getting a lot of submissions, so we'll probably end up showing all of them. But yeah, I'd say that was a great segment. Good job, everybody. Your opinion is much appreciated in chat. And again, if you're watching this on the YouTube later, definitely come by, check us out when we're recording live, and be a part of the peanut gallery here, judging the mustaches.
Absolutely.
So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the segment of what we're doing, what
Yeah.
we've been doing. Tooth, how's your streams been going, and how have your gaming habits been lately?
I'll start with the streams because they've been going really great. So we've been playing Ocarina of Time, first ever playthrough. And I would say like Booker would have to confirm, but I would say that I'm like 50 to 60% through it now. I just got to the water tower. I feel like the water tower might take 2 streams to get through.
Wow.
Because it's confusing. It's like a big puzzle. So the thing that I like most about Ocarina of Time is that it's sort of like the OG Breath of the Wild. It's like the shrine, like how they got the inspiration for the shrines. I think, in my opinion, like it just brings another level to the puzzles. So it's so good. And then I had like my first ever redeem for Choose My Next Story Game tonight during my community night stream, which was really cool. And SAS Gaming World chose It Takes Two,
Nice.
which I know that you and Zubat have been playing. So we're gonna be doing It Takes Two, and I'm gonna be playing it with Saf if she's feeling up to it. So that should be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Booker says 45 to 50%. So yeah,
Wow.
I'm getting there through Ocarina of Time, which is cool.
That's crazy.
And then
That game, Ocarina of Time, is a lot longer of a game than I thought. Like I know that
I
it's
thought so
I knew
too.
it was long, but I've never played it all the way through myself. Like I wasn't a Nintendo kid growing up, so I never played it. And now it's like we have Breath of the Wild. I don't. Old game is old. I appreciate it. It's great. I'm sure. I'm just gonna stick with new games.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
maybe one
that
day.
totally makes sense. I think it's hard. Like I like having that first experience because like you, like I wasn't a Nintendo kid. Like
Yeah.
after the like Super Nintendo, I didn't have anything else. So it was like besides the Game Boy. And so it was like not getting that experience of some of like the really amazing games that were on Nintendo 64.
Mm.
Like I'm glad that Switch brought it out. Um and I'm gonna get a chance to play some of the classics like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna get that ability, which is super cool.
Nice.
Um, and then Saturdays, as you guys may or may not know, I started doing community nights a few weeks ago. It was like something that I've always wanted to do, and I started doing it, and they have been incredible. We start out the stream playing like a chat based game, so words on stream, marbles, uh, choice chamber, which was a suggestion from you, which has been like
Mhm.
super awesome. It's a super fun game.
Yeah, that one's fun.
Um, and then we roll into games that are like more party games, so Super Smash, Mario Kart, Fall Guys, and it's been a lot of fun. Like you've
Yeah.
come in on a few of them. Like
Mhm.
it's it's like competitive, but like in the most friendly, like funny, hilarious way, right?
Yeah, it's all for fun, and that's just
Yeah,
I feel like it's the essence of what Nintendo wants from their games, right? It's just
absolutely.
goofy, laughing, screwing each other over, but it's okay. It's a
Yeah,
a little blue shell here and there. Nobody's holding any grudges. Yeah. And
I
those
don't think
views
I
have been
am.
popping off for you, dude. You've been doing really well, holding down a good viewer base, and nice, man. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, it's been a little overwhelming at times because I don't like it's just been since community night where it's been like I've it's kind of like sprung into something that's like really wild and I don't like it's like one of those things and we'll talk about it later on I'm sure but it's like it's one of those things as like as a smaller streamer where you're like am I like what am I doing
You're
what
doing it.
yeah I'm doing it and it
I'm
feels
doing
weird
it.
it feels
Yeah,
weird
yeah,
but we're doing it it's cool.
yeah. It's like one of those things. How do you know you're in the good old days before they're the good old days, right?
Yeah.
And it's like you're having this realization, like it's happening. Like I'm in it right now. I'm
Yeah,
in this like whoa.
I'm doing it. What is happening?
Yeah, it's really
Oh, it's
cool to see
crazy.
from the outside too. So I'm sure you're, you know,
Dude,
basking in it, and I know probably
I
not thinking about it too much, but always just trying to improve more. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, I'm always looking to improve stuff and like I've been like slogging my way through this Breath of the Wild playthrough YouTube video. I mean, in my defense it's 45 hours of footage that I'm combing through, but it's I think like once I get that process down, it's actually going to be really good. Like it's going to be a good experience for me to just like I'm gonna be like, okay, it doesn't have to be that good. Like it doesn't have to be that edited, that pristine. Like it just has to be like it has to be funny. Like it has to be engaging. And so I'm excited. But what about you? Your streams have been like I Pokemon Yellow. I've been like really besides me like dying like so you've been naming for those of you that don't know, Sherman Cool's been naming a Pokemon after somebody in chat when he catches it. And
Mistake.
I got God, I got Pidgey, okay? And I suck, right? Like Pidgey's the
You're
worst.
Pidgeot now. You're Pidgeot, and I'm putting
Okay, I'm
every
Pidgeot.
Carbos and whatever little items into you every time to make your
I
defense and your speed higher. I'm
I
trying to
think
do it.
I think Pidgeot's worse than Pidgey.
I don't think so. I
I don't
just
know.
I don't know. There's something to it. So yeah, like you said, every Pokemon I catch, I name either after somebody in chat or I let my chat name them. Yeah, next time I think I'll just name it. I'll just let people name it, not their name, because I feel so bad when I'm like, all right, Rep Zombie, you're a Mankey, and then like he dies 5 times, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want Mankey in my party. Sorry, Rep Zombie, you're going in the box. And then it's like, well, that was fun for 2 seconds, and then you just yeah. So I don't know. It's really fun, and it's nice to have people. It feels like I can really say like, yeah, Tooth, you just killed it, or most of the time it's like, oh, Tooth, you just like there was such a low percentage chance that they would use Poison Sting and you would actually get poisoned, but you did because you're Tooth, you're Pidgeot, you just yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, dead.
um, Pokemon Yellow has been super fun. We're actually right at the end now, and since last time I played it on stream, I've actually been playing a little bit off stream, doing a little bit of grinding.
Ooh,
And so I set myself up to where I'm right next to Zapdos. So next time I bring it on stream, we can catch Zapdos real quick, and then hopefully
nice.
take on the Elite Four and be done. But yeah, so we're pretty close to being done with Yellow version. Last stream,
Don't
I
let the
played
other team get the Zapdos. It's game over if the other team gets the Zapdos.
the
That's
other
all I
team.
know from Unite. I'm like,
Oh,
it's like burned into my brain. If I see a Zapdos, I'm like, I gotta get it. I gotta kill it.
yeah. See, no, we don't want to kill it. We want to catch it, but we don't want to use a Master Ball because you only get one. But then you only have Ultra Balls, and they miss. It's like a 1 in 30 chance that it'll actually like hit and be caught. I don't know. So I've got 10 Ultra
Zapdos
Balls.
lottery.
We'll see how it goes. But anyway, last stream on Friday, I actually brought my PlayStation into the studio here, and we played some Sifu. Sifu is a very difficult game. Loaded that up, and I had played it about a week ago, and then I set it down for other games, other things that I had to do. But I wanted to go back to it. I was thinking about it. It's a good game, good combat, and it's one of those things like any From Software game, Dark Souls. Like once you kind of get into the rhythm and understand the combat, then you can really feel good and accomplished and like you're doing well. It took me a while. I finally got into that flow, and I ended up like beating the second level at age 23, which is pretty good if you know the game. And so yeah, but I played it for about half a stream, and I was like, all right, I'm done. I gotta be
It
done.
looks
Pissing
it
me
looks so hard. It was like
It's
I was
difficult,
watching
man.
it and I was like, oh my god, this looks like the hardest game I've ever seen.
Yeah, but it's good. It's a good game. I highly recommend Sifu, but if you don't like hard games or you just want to like test it, I would say wait for a sale. I bet it'd be on sale within a few months probably.
I've been
But,
seeing like people that have been playing it like in some discords and like
yeah.
somebody will mention it like have you played Sifu and somebody will be like that game sucks.
It
And then like they're like, "Oh, why does it suck?" And they're like, "It's so hard."
sucks cuz bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
be real. But yeah, so Sifu's hard. I'll slog my way through it like I'm wading through a swamp, but I'll get there. My boots, my socks will be wet, but I'll get there.
You'll get to it.
I also just last night just bought Horizon Forbidden West. So I
Ooh.
bought it on PlayStation on the digitally, and me and Zubat5, my fiance, we do the family sharing. So I bought it, and so she gets it. But this is kind of the game that I most recently bought that has come up that made me think about that open world game fatigue. And so we can get into that later, but Horizon Forbidden West is a huge game, and I want to play it because it looks beautiful, but I never finished the first game. I got maybe 5% through, and this game came out and it's so beautiful, and I just feel like it's gonna be great, but there's just so much fluff in open world games that I know a lot of people don't see it as fluff. I probably shouldn't see it as fluff, but a lot of
It's
fetch
tough
quests.
sometimes.
Yeah, and so I'm dubious. I'm cautiously optimistic. I just want to play it. I want to play through the tutorial and just look at the visuals mostly for the PS5 because it's going to be a really really good looking game. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
I've heard a lot of good things. It looks really incredible.
Right?
It seems like I don't know, like it seems like the reception of the game like is almost like forbidden fruit ish. It's like people were like, I don't know about it. Like I don't know if I want to get it. Like it seems kind of a mixed thing. And then people are like, but it looks so good.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how it does. I see Zubat5 in chat. Can't wait to start it. Yeah. I'm surprised you're not playing it right now. I'm surprised. Booker Lane.
She
I
already
heard-
beat it.
she already beat it. Brave New Dan says Death Stranding is underrated. Okay. Booker Lane. I heard it's hours until you get to open world, but not uncommon for games like that. Yeah. I've heard it compared to like Twilight Princess, the opening of that game. Did you ever play a Twilight Princess Tooth?
Not yet, but it's on the
Not
Zelda
yet.
list.
Nice. Yeah. So I guess the beginning, like 2-3 hours, maybe even longer, is just slow in town tutorial, lameness.
So
But
it's like the co-op version of Dying Light.
kind of, yeah. Longer, I think. Yeah, a bit of a slog, yeah. But yeah, anyway, let me get through these games. I got to get through the I keep talking. Vampire Survivors. Okay.
So
Vampire
good.
Survivors. How is this $3 looking like hot garbage game be so good? So enthralling. I don't know the word to use. And it's like, it's in my brain. I'm thinking about it a lot. And it's just some little pixely. It's not just that though. It's really, really good. So
I had to like stop playing it because I was like I was like getting murdered, but I was like, why do I like this? Like, why do I like what I'm doing right now? And then I just like the phrase popped in my head, like, damn you, Pete. Like,
yeah.
you did this to me.
Yeah, shout out Pete Plays the Games. He was the one really championing Vampire Survivors, but also there were a couple other people in my Discord that were bringing it up, and I was just like, okay, well, this is like the fourth person I've heard talk about it. I'm gonna buy it.
Do it.
I bought it. I played it. I didn't fully understand how deep the game is with the upgrade system and everything. I played it a few rounds, and I was just like, yeah, this is fun, and all the dopamine hits from leveling up, super fun. And so I ended up buying it for 3 other friends, and just because $3, it's easy and it's a good game, and so I know somebody's gonna like it. I'll drop $3 more, support those devs, and get somebody into a badass game. So,
absolutely,
yeah, Vampire Survivors. If you haven't played it, it's basically like a twin stick shooter perspective, but you're just using WASD to move, and that's it. Or your left analog stick to move, and that's it. Everything, all your attacks, everything is passive. Every enemy you kill, sometimes they'll drop an experience gem. You pick it up, you level up eventually, you pick an upgrade, and you keep doing that over and over. That's the loop. But the upgrades and the amount of enemies, that's where the fun is. So yeah, Vampire Survivors. And then last thing, Zubat5 and I, my wonderful fiance, actually just started It Takes Two last week on Wednesday, something like that. But we got a couple levels in, and it's such a wonderful experience. I'm really excited for you to play some It Takes Two with whoever you decide to play with, because like this is our second time through it. Me and Zubat, we played it together when it first came out, and we're just going through it again like we never played it, and it's just so good.
Did you guys switch characters?
No, we picked the same ones. I picked the dude, she picked the chick, and like as we started it, I was like, oh, we should have swapped roles because
they have different abilities, right? Like, yeah, that's what I've been noticing.
Has unique abilities for each person, but like the first level, she gets a hammerhead and I get nails.
Oh, cool, yeah.
And I won't elaborate on that, but we could have swapped it up to where we're having different roles than last time. But oh well.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just a fun, jolly experience. Well, it's jolly. The experience is jolly.
Yeah.
But the game gets dark. The game gets really dark.
I've watched it all the way through a couple times, so like it's already like the ending and stuff is already spoiled for me. But I think that's okay. Like it's
messed up.
I feel like you have to experience it. It's one of those games where you have to be in it. But dude, the game looks really fun. Like it's obvious why it got Game of the Year. I mean, it's clear.
It also got Best Family Game, which, first of all, it's about a family that's falling apart. Secondly, there's some really dark stuff in that game that, like, I feel like if I had a young child, I wouldn't want them to play that game because of the themes that it tackles.
Yeah. It's 2022. Maybe families falling apart's the new meta.
Maybe that, or
I don't know.
I don't know.
I agree. It seems a little way too dark for a kid's family game or anything like that.
Yeah, and no real spoilers, but like, no, I'm not even gonna step into that. I'm not gonna toe the line. But yeah, that's where I'm at gaming wise. Playing a lot of games, and there's a lot of games I want to be playing too, but we'll get there eventually.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But let's get into this Nintendo Direct, dude. I know it just recently came out, I don't know, like a week ago or something. It was the February Nintendo Direct. There's a lot of headlines from this one that, oh boy, I'm excited to get into. There were a lot of releases, a whole list, a whole smorgasbord of releases that we're probably not going to talk about, but we're going to talk about the big dogs. So, do you want to start us off, Tooth?
Absolutely. So I'm gonna place the article that we're kind of pulling from in the
Oh,
chat,
nice.
and I think we'll probably just like we'll probably chit chat about it because there's not a lot of visuals in that article.
Yeah.
But Mario Strikers,
Yeah.
that's a big one. People are really excited about it. And I think it's not something that I'm super familiar with, right? Like not being like a hardcore Nintendo person for a long time. But like everything that I've seen about it is like crazy. Like I'm like, okay, like this isn't a game for me. But then I look at it and I'm like, maybe it is. Like it looks really good. Like I I feel like Nintendo has a way with games like this where you're like, oh, that game's not for me. It was like the first time like you open up Wii Sports, which we'll get to Switch Sports after this one, but like you opened up that game and you're like, oh man, what a stupid game. And then like the first time you throw that bowling ball, you're like, oh god, this is so good for no reason. It's
Yep.
so good for no reason.
Talk about a good family game. Yeah, it's just pick up and
Yeah.
play. There's literally no learning curve. Like you don't even have to
Yeah.
move. You just and you could throw the bowling ball. You know.
Perfect. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really exciting. I'm excited to like dive into some of these games for sure.
Yeah, well, like with Mario Strikers, I played the first one. I think it was on GameCube, I believe, and it was fun. It was cool, but I wasn't like a diehard fan.
Yeah.
But like playing soccer in high school and just loving sports, I am stoked for this for Mario Strikers. But I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of in a more wait and see. Like I was really stoked to see it. Like as soon as I saw that first shot in the direct, and I saw the goal over on the side, I had to kind of squint to see it. But I was like,
You knew.
Strikers? Yeah.
You knew.
And so
Yeah.
and then they show it off, and if I'm being honest with you, I wasn't super impressed by what they showed. Like
Yeah.
it didn't look. It looked like a mobile game. It looked like Pokemon Unite in
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
right, and it looked like all the characters on the field with the circle underneath them, and it's like the top-down view. It looks like a mobile soccer game, and I've played a decent amount of mobile soccer games. They're not super flashy. Like I'm sure there's going to be a lot of bells and whistles to Mario Strikers, but so far that showing, like I'm not super impressed. And Nintendo's track record of sports games recently, like I don't know. I heard golf was pretty good. I never played it. Super Mario Tennis.
Yeah.
I bought it. I played it. It was all right. I wasn't in love with it though. It didn't have
Yeah.
the same impact that the old sports games did. So I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic.
I think the biggest thing is just like I think people, and I unfortunately don't have this, right, but I think people have like nostalgia for some of these GameCube games that like I don't understand, because for me like it's not like I get nostalgia about original Xbox games, but I never had the GameCube, so like I see these games that come out, I'm like, yeah, it looks like really cool, like I think like it'll be a cool game. I don't know if I'll buy it, I don't know if I'll play it. But other people are like, did you see Mario Strikers? And I'm like, Mario, huh? And then I look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, cool. Like,
Yeah.
And it seems cool. Like the premise of the game seems really cool. Like I like the kind of funny graphics that happen. Like those are some of the things that I do like, but I don't know how the game will be as far as like replayability. Like, are you gonna play it for one day and then never pick it back up? Like, what are some of those things?
The way that they've set it up, and another reason why, and when I say that it looks like a mobile game, it's not all negative. Like mobile games have a lot going for them, and one of those things is like the ability to make a clan or like a group. And so, and it seems like in Mario Strikers, they're going to let you make a group of up to 20 people, and you can add people into your group. So in regards to streaming, it might be really fun to make a the Dirty Tooth or Sherman Cool Mario Strikers group and just have all our community in there, or as many as have the game, and go online and play with them and start up
Yeah,
a group on a community night or something, you know?
that could be cool.
So I think that's a really cool addition. Like even if it's like reminiscent of mobile games and making
Yeah,
a clan in Clash Royale, or you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
I don't fully mind it. I think that's a good addition. I just wonder how Nintendo's going to implement that.
Yeah.
'Cause, we'll see.
They haven't been so good about stuff like that in the past, and so just like from a standpoint of like getting groups like that together, or like a clan based game, like I don't know if that's Nintendo's thing necessarily. So hopefully they can look around and search around and be able to do something like that, because that could be cool.
Yeah. But
There's a
next
big
on-
one.
Yeah, next one on the list, Switch Sports. Actually, a huge deal, like a really big deal. Switch Sports. Did you and your family get consumed by Wii Sports back in the day?
So I actually like sat in line, like stood out line for the Wii release with my cousin. So we stood in line for 23 hours to get the Wii.
Whoa.
Epically, like it wasn't even my Wii. That was the thing. We just went so we could switch back and forth because we hung out a lot, and I was able to play games with, like, we would stay over there and I would play games with them all the time. So we would switch out spots, right? So we would like be able to like leave and go get like something to drink, eat, like blah blah blah, and the like
That's smart. And
they were
you're
supposed to come out with the
doing that.
yeah. They were supposed to come out with the Zelda game right when the Wii came out. Like I think it was Twilight Princess.
It was Twilight
actually.
Princess, yeah.
And so it didn't come out with the Wii release because
right.
it was on backlog, and it was going to release the next week.
I mean, the Switch itself, like you had to be out for 23 hours because if you didn't get it then, you weren't gonna find one for God knows how long.
Yeah, so it was wild, and the only game that you could play was Wii Sports. So we stayed up for 23 hours, got the Wii, went home, played Wii Sports for like 12 hours.
What was the main sport that you guys ended up like kind of sticking on?
Bowling and boxing.
Bowling and boxing.
And then later on we moved on to the home run, like the home run competition, in the baseball. My family didn't get a Wii until later on. We actually bought that same Wii from my cousin, like after he got tired of it or whatever.
Oh wow!
And we played a lot of bowling, like a Wii Sports bowling. My mom did Wii Fit a couple of times, and it was hilarious to watch.
That's cool.
Watch it because it's just like the hula hooping and the downhill stuff. Like, I think the Wii was hilarious, but Mario Party was like the thing.
It was legit, dude. Like Wii
Fit,
Fit
was good.
You work up a sweat on that thing.
Yeah, it was wild. But I think the Switch Sports is like really cool. Like I know Shark Shampoo and Alan Live, which are two of my really good friends. When you guys saw Shark Shampoo's submission for the Rocket or Knock It, they were talking about how they played it. And they were able to play it early access or whatever, and they said they had a ton of fun. Like it was really awesome.
Oh yeah, that was like this week. I think that's like this weekend.
Yeah, it was yesterday, I think.
Okay, yeah, the Switch Sports. It sounds a lot of fun. And one of the things I really liked, the additions to the bowling game. One of the things they talked about in the direct is it's like a Tetris 99 kind of thing where there's 99 people and the people that lose at Tetris are knocked out. It seems like there's a bunch of lanes set up, and I think it's like up to 10 people, and it's like I guess it's kind of a similar thing where people one by one get knocked out. That sounds really cool. Bowling Royale. Okay, yeah.
It does sound really cool. Like I think that's the thing with Switch Sports is it's so fun to play with other people.
Yeah.
And like even together or not together, and in this case, like you don't have to be together, and so like or at least I don't think you do. I don't know yet, but like it looks so good. Like the idea of all these games like coming to the Switch where you can play them with friends and you can play them online, like
a couple things though. Like I know they're coming out with Switch Sports Soccer, which is kind of interesting that they were announced at the same time as Mario Strikers, but they'll have their different audiences probably.
Yeah,
but I just wonder. I don't know, how embarrassing would it be if Switch Sports Soccer was better than Mario Strikers,
Yeah, that's like the next Nintendo Direct is them canceling Mario Strikers because the Switch Sports one version was so good.
And then
Hey,
also,
it's a possibility.
yeah, it is possible. That's the sad part, which I don't think anything with the Mario stamp on it should not be taken over like better
Yeah.
by some. I don't know. Anyway, the second thing is there's no Mii's.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, no Mii's
that's interesting.
for the like bowling, the soccer. It's I think you just pick a basic ass random one. I don't really know how that's gonna work.
Hmm.
They might have said it. Tell me in chat if you guys know if they mentioned anything about the Mii's in the direct, but I didn't notice, and I don't know how that's gonna work. There were a bunch of little dudes, I, on there, so
Interesting.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's a weird thing.
Yeah. Moving on further in the direct. Again, we're switching or we're skipping a bunch of the smaller stuff, or stuff that we're just not interested in. But the next thing that I wrote down here that I'm interested in is the small look that we got at Splatoon 3's Salmon Run, which is basically Splatoon's Horde mode, where you're kind of on this little island with 3 buddies, usually randoms because I could never find out how to queue up with a friend in Splatoon. Anyway, yeah, so they showed off Salmon Run. The trailer they showed crazy ass music, wacky Splatoon music. That stuff's nuts. But it didn't impress me all that much. Like Salmon Run wasn't my favorite game mode in Splatoon 2, and so I wasn't really excited. But it'd be fun to check out again in Splatoon 3 when that comes around. But I'm just curious. I don't know. I'm curious about the turf wars. I'm curious about the single player mode in Splatoon 3. That's what I want to hear about, not the Salmon Run side game mode thing. So I don't know. You said you've never played Splatoon, right?
I've never played Splatoon. No, like I've heard kind of mixed reviews, so I'm like in between whether or not I'll ever play it.
Yeah.
But like because it depends. Like if I could get it for cheap, like if I could pick it up for really cheap and just like and just make it happen, then like absolutely, right, like I'll do that. But the thing about Nintendo games is like rarely are you gonna find one that's still not $60.
They hold their value so well. Yeah.
Splatoon 3 comes out, Splatoon is still $60. It's like it's one of those things that it's just like I don't know if I would enjoy it that much to buy it, you know. But we'll see.
Yeah, because I know. I mean, you like puzzle games. Like, do you like the shrines? You know, actually,
yeah,
you like the shrines in Breath of the Wild, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, and I think like it might be
a lot of those shrines were made by the same designers of the single player levels in Splatoon 2.
Yeah.
So that's like when I was playing through Breath of the Wild. No, yeah, when I was playing through Breath of the Wild, I did all the shrines or a lot of them. Played Splatoon 2 single player after that. And I don't know, I saw online or something that the single player was made by the same people that did the shrines, and you can see the resemblance. It's actually pretty interesting. So I just wonder if Splatoon 3's single player mode will be similar in any way.
Yeah.
But I say you drop the money and you play Splatoon 3, because even if they screw up the single player mode, Salmon Run's not fun. Turf War and their like ranked modes that they have, tops. Like really fun.
So I'll just switch over to Splatoon 3 streamer full time and just like become pro like in the scene.
You won't.
I might.
You won't. You will.
I might.
Okay. Well,
imagine if I download it and I'm just like out of this world. Like it's just a game that I should have been playing my entire life and it's my calling. And then
that's what I'm saying.
I'm pro esports. Splatoon 3.
Yeah,
next year.
But I will say, like, maybe watch a stream of Splatoon 2 or something just to get an idea. But I highly recommend it. I love Splatoon 2. I hope Splatoon 3 works out well.
Check me out next year on Twitch Rivals Splatoon 3.
Let's go. Next one, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Do you have any experience with Kirby games at all?
I played original Kirby. So like the first ever Nintendo Kirby, I played through that, and it was super awesome. Like I loved the game. Like I love Kirby as a character. I love some of the special abilities that you get like through the games, and the mini games in the original Kirby are really fun. Like they have one that's a claw machine where it has a small little plush Kirby and it has a big plush Kirby, and one is a extra life and one is 2 extra lives. And you go over and you try to claw machine an extra life. They have a quick draw mini game that's like amazing. Like and you play through several different characters, like almost like a Mike Tyson Punch Out scenario. But you play through these like quick draw characters where you're playing as Kirby, they're both dressed up as cowboys, and you're like knocking off their hats. It's an amazing mini game, honestly.
That's cool.
But as far as like any modern style Kirby outside of like Super Smash, no experience.
Same.
But I've seen a lot of cool stuff, so maybe.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Kirby, because I like Kirby. I've played as Kirby in Smash. Seems OP. I mean, Super Smash Ultimate. Have you seen the intro to that game?
Yeah.
Everyone dies. Literally everybody but Kirby. Kirby makes it out. Like, can we talk about that?
Because he inhales the energy.
Everybody tries to use their special abilities to get away from the calamity. I don't know what you call it. The swooshin'. And Kirby's just like, let me hop on my star and just, I'm out. And Kirby lives. And everyone dies. Or everyone gets taken. Whatever happens. That says a lot.
That's one of the cooler one of the cooler abilities in the first one is that you get to these special like points where you're like, if you hit A fast enough, you're like shooting up like off of this trampoline, and the higher you go, like the further level you get booted to. And so like Kirby jumps on a star and like goes off to the levels. I mean, all the stuff is pretty cool. Like everything seems pretty cool. It's like you have to beat a level to unlock a new level, and like all kinds of stuff. It's the swooshin', I think it's gonna be pretty cool. Like I don't know. Again, like it's tough because there's so many backlog of games that I have to play. The Game Pass getting, like we talked about last time, like Activision and Blizzard like changes everything. Like the amount of games that I have to play just like quadrupled. Yeah. And the fact that I have to pay $60 for a Nintendo game when I can play like 50 games for free.
Yeah.
Like really efficiently on my Xbox. Like it's deterring me a little bit from it,
I feel it. Well, I'm not super excited for Kirby and the Forgotten Land either. Like it looks cool. There's this thing in the Direct that mouthful mode. So basically, Kirby will attempt to swallow large objects like a car, and it's really creepy because Kirby's mouth doesn't go around it all the way, and so it's just basically imagine a car with a cover, like a car cover over top of it, but it's not a car cover. It's Kirby with like the eyes, and only the wheels at the bottom are showing because mouth full. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have nightmares about that tonight.
It's weird. Yeah, it was really weird. But if you know, Kirby car cover, yeah, you're going to see those now. If Nintendo doesn't license out an officially made Kirby car cover for people's cars, they're missing out on a lot of money. Like, holy heck.
There's a really good meme out there floating around somewhere that has, like Herbie, the car with Lindsay Lohan.
VW.
Yeah, so there is a hilarious meme out there floating around called Kirby Fully Loaded, and it's the cover of that movie with a Kirby like car cover over top of it, and Lindsay Lohan like leaning against it.
Oh my god, that's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, the next game that we're going to talk about in the Nintendo Direct, which actually, speaking of games that you need to buy and play, Portal is coming to Switch. I mean, enough said, really. That's a great game. If you haven't played it, this gives you another opportunity to play it. However, I think if you buy it on Steam, you could probably get it for a lot cheaper if you have that option. But overall, great game, and you guys need to @Tooth on Twitter telling him to play Portal. Link him to the Steam buy page.
Come and spend 25,000 channel points in my chat to make me play Portal.
Oh, I wonder how many channel points I have. Ooh, have to add it to the list. So yeah, play Portal if you haven't played it. It's an amazing puzzle game. Next, we had some old stuff. Live Alive, which is some like 2.5D RPG. Looked really cool. It looked really cool. But I guess it was a thing in Japan, and they're bringing it to America with a translation and an upres. It looks really cool. I'll probably never play it. Same thing with Earthbound. They did Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings added to the uh, Netflix, I guess, of the the little subscription thing in the Switch.
Yeah,
I never played Earthbound back in the day, but it's a big cult classic for a lot of people, and so it might be something to get into. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it could be really cool.
But now the big one. I'll let you take this last one over here, Tooth.
All right, so the last one, and you guys know, like if you were at my community night tonight, we play Mario Kart, and we actually play Mario Kart after every stream on Saturday, except the streams where we're doing Mustache Ride. No matter what game we've played, we've been like playing Mario Kart afterwards, like off stream, hanging out in the Discord playing Mario Kart because it's so fun. But this was crazy news, and so Mario Kart is going to get 48 new courses. A lot of the courses are courses that are like reboots of like the old like 64 courses and stuff like that, and you get this free if you already have the upgraded Nintendo Switch Online. And so if you already have the Switch Online stuff, you get these all for free. They're going to come out, and it's going to be pretty cool. It's like that's a lot of new courses, and I feel like 48 zombie. They're going to get 48, and so it's going to be wild. Like it's going to breathe so much new life into Mario Kart 8, which is what Nintendo wants and why they're doing it.
Yeah. So this brings up a lot of questions, a lot of ponderings in the mind of Sherman Cool. And so like with this direct, there were rumors leading up to this direct of a Mario Kart 9 potential announcement, because I guess maybe some hackers had seen something about Mario Kart in whatever they were hacking. I don't know, but I guess what they had stumbled upon was maybe this kind of update, because I don't know, Mario Kart's an older game. What is it, like 8 years old now, 7 years old, something like that? And just because it came out on the Wii U first. And now in 2022, they're saying that we're going to get 48 new courses doled out to us in I don't know, amounts of 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
Over the course of basically 2 years. So it says by the end of 2023, they will have doled out all the 48 courses to us. So that tells us like they're not going to announce a Mario Kart 9 while they're leaving people on the hook with all these courses, right?
Yeah.
So we're not going to get a Mario Kart 9 until like the following year.
It's kind of crazy. Like I feel like the fact that they're gonna release this almost like says that like it's really in question, like how far down the line are we gonna get a Mario Kart 9?
Like I wasn't aware this was Mario Kart Ultimate, you know?
Yeah.
Is this the last Mario Kart game? I better not be, but
yeah, releasing 48 new courses for a really old game. But I will say that it's not it's not that crazy, because Mario Kart still has a huge following.
Oh yeah.
Like it's a classic game, and so there's a lot of people that still play Mario Kart, and like the streaming community for it is really big. Like everything seems crazy. Yeah, they're all remasters of old courses, so it's not like they're brand new courses, but still, even remastering that many courses to put onto the Wii or onto the Wii, check out the new Wii. The Nintendo Switch is still kind of wild, but yeah, I agree, it's kind of sketchy.
Okay, there are plenty of Mario Kart games that I haven't played. Like for instance, the mobile game Mario Kart Road Rage. I don't know. I forget what it's called, but
Pocket.
The mobile game one. There's courses from that one that are going to be introduced. I don't know. There's just a lot of old ones that I'd love to revisit. A lot of old ones that I never got a chance to see. Like they're bringing ones from the original Mario Kart up to this, and it's like they're not going to leave the graphics the same, so it's going to look a lot better and
Yeah.
cooler, and that's pretty exciting. But I also think, like, are they going to ride Mario Kart 8 until the end of the Switch life cycle? Because
Yeah.
recently Nintendo's come out and said that the Switch is only halfway through its life cycle, which is interesting to me that they see it as such a longer lead. Like they still have more time
Yeah.
of success on the Switch. And Mario Kart, they said up to the end of 2023, that's when they'll stop putting out courses. So does that mean like maybe 2024 we'll hear an announcement of a new Nintendo console, the Switch 2 or whatever? And then does that mean like maybe Mario Kart 9 will be a pack in with the new Switch system or
Yeah.
Nintendo system? I don't know. It leads me to believe that, like, because Mario Kart 8, it came out on the Wii U, but it's just so ubiquitous with the Switch.
Yeah.
Like the attach rate on, like, people that have Switch have Mario Kart, you know?
Yep.
So it's like that would be a good either pack in or one just like a day one release
Yeah.
with the Switch 2, the sequel.
The thing that I kind of think about, like with the end of courses coming at the end of 2023, is that they're taking the time to remaster all these courses. So how likely is it that they're in development of another game, and how much longer will it take after that to get the new one? And I kind of agree with like the half-life of the Switch right now, because the OLED just came out pretty recently, and that was like a game changer for a lot of people. Like a lot of when it came out, everybody was like, "Oh, like there's no difference." I've held it in my hand.
Oh, have you?
It's different.
Yeah,
It's so much better in every way.
you can just see it. You can see it. The
Yeah,
screen
it's-
is just worlds better.
The screen is worlds better. You can like plug it in like via Ethernet. Like you can hardwire it. Like there are so many. It's not a Switch Pro,
Right.
but it's the closest that you can get to
Yeah.
a Switch Pro without having a Switch Pro. And so I think like I agree. Like I feel like the Switch has been out for some time. I've only had my Switch for a year, because I couldn't get one, right? So they were like
Right.
they were gone. And then my lovely wife like secured one because her brother works at Best Buy, and so I was able to like she got me one for Christmas last year, which was like legendary. And so that was so amazing.
Yeah.
And so I have loved every minute of it. I wish I could play it so much more. That's the going full time thing. If I went full time, I'd play so many more. I'd buy all the Switch games that Direct talked about, because I would have so much more time to play them.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of good stuff, and the indie stuff that's on Switch, like I saw like one that we're not like, we didn't put on the list, but Fire Emblem Warriors. Like if you've never played Fire Emblem, like, and I haven't played it through, but it's so good. And there's games like Inside and all these like games that you can play on the Switch that work perfect. Hollow Knight, like all these games work so well on the Switch. And to think about like the OLED and like that you can play those games laying in bed at night is just, it brings back that like Game Boy reminiscence. And if Mario Kart gets 48 new courses, there's going to be a lot more Mario Kart being played for sure.
For sure. I don't know. It'd be nice to think that there's something else planned for Mario Kart. If they're going to put out all these 48 courses, it's like, then is that all? Or like with each release, maybe we'll get another character. Like there's a lot of baby versions of characters that we haven't gotten, you know? Like,
True.
I don't know. I do think that if they're going to extend the life of Mario Kart, they should extend it and go balls deep. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Anyway, I saw in chat, Zubat5 actually mentioned something that I noticed too. No Breath of the Wild 2 at this direct. Not a mention, not a baby whisper of Breath of the Wild 2. What's the deal with that, Tooth?
It seems really weird, because they've talked about like how it's on track. Like it's been like dropped, like it's been mentioned. Like there's no official article, right? Like, or at least not one that I've seen that's like, all right, it's like it's coming. Like here's these things. But every time somebody talks about it, or somebody from Nintendo talks about it, like they're on track. On track for what? I don't know. But I mean, it is already February. We haven't heard anything yet, which leads me to believe that it's probably going to be a 2023 release. and that we'll
I
hear
want
about
it.
it. That we'll hear about it at the next Nintendo Direct. That they're going to talk about like a different release for it. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think me being in the Zelda world right now, I want it bad. Like
I'm sure.
like going back from Breath of the Wild to Ocarina of Time, it's been jarring because the
I bet.
well, for one, the camera angles are nostalgic. If you if you
Oh,
play
that's a really nice way to put it.
if you played it, it's really nostalgic, but they're really different from Breath of the Wild. But it's been such a fun game that I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna play Majora's Mask when it comes to the Switch. Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna play Twilight Princess if it comes to the Switch. Like I'm gonna
Nice.
play these things. Hyrule Warriors. I've been watching like my friend Luna play that. It's so cool. Like
Yeah.
all of these games are cool, and so I want Breath of the Wild because I'm sad that I never played Zelda up until this point.
Mhm.
And I hate that every Nintendo game, and actually every game that's come out like that I haven't played before, I'm like sad that I never played them because they're so good.
You got
But
that
I'm glad that
feeling.
I'm getting that experience right now as like a seasoned like video game player, that I
Yeah.
can look back and just see how great this game was,
Yeah.
like in its time.
That's the
So
thing. You kind of got to put your mind in that time,
yeah,
because I have that trouble when I'm playing old games. It's like I just don't have the muscle memory, the reflexes, or just like the mind ready for this kind of,
yeah,
like, I don't know, go back and try to play OG Zelda. I mean, by now a lot of people have everything memorized, but there's so much that goes into the beginning of that game before you even want to get into the dungeons and stuff. And it's like there's no way you'd figure that out today without googling it.
yeah. And
Um,
it's so crazy. Like people like will come in, like, and I've gotten a lot of people that have been off like the Ocarina of Time recommended page, and they're like, I beat this game when I was 9 years old. I was like, well, you were a prodigy, so
yeah.
like because it's the hardest game that I've played this
You
year.
had the game guide with you. You just leaf
Yeah,
through, which is
like
a perfectly fine way to do it, because ain't nobody getting through Ocarina of Time without a little help. Little help.
yeah, absolutely.
I think that's maybe what they wanted. They want the kids to be talking about it at school, exchanging ideas and things. But I don't know.
I'm mad at Zubat because I know that she has the guide.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She's mentioned it like a bajillion times, and not once have I got use your bow, Tooth. Use the bow. So you, Zubat.
Ooh, watch out. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm looking forward to hearing more about Breath of the Wild too, but I don't know. Honestly, I think I might have mentioned this recently somewhere else, maybe on my stream or something, but I was thinking that this February Nintendo Direct was an overall, these are a bunch of big list of games that are planned.
Yeah.
Some have dates, some don't. Just a big amalgamation of games. I think something like Breath of the Wild 2 almost requires its own Nintendo Direct. So
Yeah.
like I think it was last year we had a Nintendo Direct solely for Pokemon. I don't think it was for Arceus, but it was for like Let's Go or something, I forget. But there was a Pokemon Nintendo Direct specifically. So I really think that Breath of the Wild 2 is going to have its own specific Direct. And I'm going to say it now. I think it'll be next month. I think we'll
Okay.
see. I think we'll see if it's coming out this year. I
Yeah.
think next month is when we'll see a whole dedicated Direct just for Breath of the Wild 2, and a release date for November, early November, mid November. That's my guess. And I mean, if it's not coming out this year, it's all wrong, of course. But I
I don't know. I feel like they'll still have a Nintendo Direct fully for it this year, like, and it'll be soon. But I think they might announce that it'll be next year. Like and that's my opinion on it. But I agree that we're gonna see a full Nintendo Direct soon.
Yeah.
For Breath of the Wild 2.
How cool
And I
would
think
it be?
honestly though, like even if they're like, all right, like it's not coming out till 2023, like there's gonna be a riot on Twitter for like a day, and then everybody's gonna be like, hey, do you like Breath of the Wild 3, like 2 is gonna come out next year? Like people are
Yeah.
gonna be so excited for it all year, right?
I've definitely seen the turn with like the hive mind of the internet. Like people are a lot more forgiving of game delays these days.
Yeah,
And how awesome is that? Like it's taken long enough for us to all get on the same page, but I think the all the talking about crunch and game developers and people at these companies not being treated properly, I
yeah,
think it's given a lot of um leniency to the delays because
I
I
agree.
think what was it actually, I think it might have been Horizon Forbidden West. I just heard today that the devs came out and said like, yeah, we actually delayed the game so that we wouldn't have to crunch, which I hope it was Horizon. I don't know if anybody else heard that recently. Correct
There's
me, I'm pretty sure it was Horizon.
there's been some games out there. I mean, like the release of Halo, like Halo Infinite, before some of the things were ready, and they were like, we don't want to do that. Like they like, it's really clear that a lot of these games that know they're going to be like next level games that people are expecting aren't willing to drop a bad game. And I think like we've seen it time and time again, like from places like Activision, Battlefield 2042. Like these games drop, and people are like, "What?"
Right.
Like Cyberpunk, like all these games, just like they came out and they weren't ready for it. And so I think the idea is like really really great, and I think there's a marketing thing too. Like I don't know, but like I follow the freaking Halo Infinite Twitter, and every day it's like 180 days until co-op comes
Right.
out. And then I
Right.
go back the next day and I'm like, "Oh, I wonder how many days it is." And it's 179 days.
Yeah.
But I
Unfortunate.
follow it. But I see it
Right.
every day and I'm like, "Please, please, please, please."
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's if you have a plan and you're being transparent about it, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like with Breath of the Wild 2, we're not hearing much about it, so we're all kind of left in limbo, wondering what's going to happen. If you're going to delay it, delay it. Just say
Yeah.
it straight up. Don't sugarcoat it. And it's a Shigeru Miyamoto quote. I looked it up. A delayed game is eventually good, but a rushed game is forever bad.
True.
Boom.
And like be real, Nintendo. Like it's a cult, right? Like nobody's mad at you. Just tell us what's happening. Like people are gonna come and buy the game. Like if you released a Switch, like if you released a OLED like 1.2,
Right.
it's literally sold out the next day. Like everybody's gonna buy it. Like if you released a Nintendo simulator for the Switch, people would buy the
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch simulator.
I don't
Like
know. It just like with delays and stuff. It reminds me of Metroid Prime, like the Metroid Prime game, that Metroid Prime 4 or something. I think I forget. I'm not super into the Prime games, but I've heard a lot about that development, and I heard that there was one dev studio working on it, and Nintendo just scrapped it, and they were public about that, and they said, hey, it just wasn't coming along the way that we were like wanting it to, so we had to start from ground zero with a different company, and now a different company's working on it and haven't heard much about it. And so,
yeah,
it just makes you wonder, man, is Metroid Prime going to be in development hell forever? Are we ever going to see more about it? And I don't know. I just hate that future for Zelda. But
yeah,
it's, I mean, shoot, how do you improve on perfection?
true. It's a good game. It is honestly one of the best games that I've ever played. It's the best game to date that I've played on stream. I'm I don't care if it comes out next year. Like I'd rather them tell me that it's coming out next year than this year, but I don't care still. Like it's
As
still
long
gonna,
as it's good.
as long as it's good. If
Yeah.
it comes out next year and it sucks, although I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, like maybe other people have opinions, but as far as Nintendo, like actual Nintendo games go, I like find it hard to believe that Nintendo's going to release a bad game.
Yeah, true. I don't know. Especially one of their main like
Yeah.
large IPs. I think yeah, they're gonna put the time in because they go by the beat of their own drum. This
Yeah.
Nintendo, they don't give a damn if they're in one console generation and Microsoft and Sony are all moving up,
Yeah.
up, and up. They're just like, we'll just stay here, work within our means. That's all we need. Our people
Yeah,
love it. It's okay.
they're like laughing at Sony, like people buy original Game Boys for the price that they pay for your PS5. They're
True.
not like Nintendo's just like sitting there, right? Like all this acquisition's happening, and Nintendo's just like, I mean, if you want to make a game for us, like make a game for us. Like we'll think about putting it on the Switch. Like maybe.
I don't know, but thinking regarding, Breath of the Wild and even Horizon Zero Dawn came up a little bit. I want to get into the next topic before we got to call it a night for the show. Open world game fatigue. Have you ever experienced that? Or like, what's your interpretation of that term?
Yeah, so the open world has been like kind of weird. Like I've played like some games where it's where it is like very open world, and the problem that I have with it is that sometimes you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And and sometimes the game isn't super clear on what you should do. Like Ocarina of Time's
open. And so
yeah,
you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. So Ocarina of Time's like open world-ish. Like it's something that I've noticed. Like it's a small map. But they do a nice job. You open up the map, the next objective is blinking.
Nice.
And you're like, oh, cool. But like going into Halo Infinite, I kind of ran through that, which was like, I was streaming it. I was beating it on stream. But yeah, like just like Zoop5 just said, like I am a sucker for exploring. That's why my YouTube video for the Breath of the Wild playthrough is 45 plus hours of freaking content. And then I look up the speed run for it and it's like, 17 minutes. I'm like, what? Like I spent 45 minutes like getting a Korok seed.
Right.
like how did you do this? Like, and I'm like walking around, I'm like, oh, look how cool this like climbing is. Like, look how cool this is. I remember playing Halo Combat Evolved, and like on the on some of the maps, like I would spend like an hour not even doing anything. Like I would kill everything and then I'd spend an hour just like walking around, like looking at all the stuff.
Yeah.
Like I remember spending hours, like tens of hours, like in Halo 2, like outside of the map, outside of the multiplayer maps.
Yeah.
And just exploring different things. And I'm just like, what is wrong with me? Why can't I play a game objectively? But then at the same time, I'm like, that's what I love about them. I love that there's little Easter eggs that people pop in because it's an open world game. Like I love all this little stuff. I think, but for people that are objective video game players, open world is so hard. Like it's got to be hard for them.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
I don't know. It's tough. I have a lot of feelings on this. Like, the open world games are awesome. It gives game developers a chance to really shine and like put anything that they can think of into a game, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'll be honest. I think Red Dead Redemption 2 broke me.
Yeah.
I don't remember a distinct open world game before Red Dead Redemption 2 where I couldn't stick with it. Like attention span, I think there's an amount of guilt that I feel because I'm the kind of gamer, like I think you're similar, but like I don't know, I want to play all the new games. Like if there's a new big hot game that's coming out, I want to buy it, I want to play it.
Yeah.
And that's just how I've always been ever since I've really like become an adult and taken on gaming hardcore. And so I think spending 100 hours in a game, it causes me to feel pretty guilty that I haven't played Rocket League in a month, or like you know what I mean. And then if I'm playing Rocket League, then I'm feeling a little guilty because I want to get back into Horizon Zero Dawn or Horizon Forbidden West. And so having bought Horizon Forbidden West just last night, I'm really excited to get into it because I've heard so many amazing things about it. But I'm just coming to know myself more recently.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not going to play the whole thing. I couldn't get through Ghost of Tsushima. That's a big open world game, and I loved every second I played of it. But I just can't. It's just, I don't know. It just gets old after a while. There's a lot of fluff and filler with quests and things like that, and I don't know. I feel bad. I don't want to feel this way. I want to love open world games like I used to. Like back in the day, Fallout games like New Vegas, I was glued to those games. Skyrim, Oblivion, glued. I wouldn't be able to wait to go back to those games. But now
It's
there's so many options, I think, and I don't know. It's hard for me to just pick one. It's hard for me to put it into words even because I don't know. But open world games, I feel fatigued just thinking
yeah.
about picking them.
Yeah, it's tough. It's like it's one of those things where you want to explore like a ton, but you just like sometimes you want to play the next game that you're playing, or you want to go back and you want to keep playing. So it is tough. Like I can definitely agree with that sentiment, but I like Zubat Vive said again, like I too am a sucker for exploring, and so what happens is I just like I get lost in these games, and there's nothing that I can do about it, and then I'm playing them for like a bajillion hours, and I just like I'm sitting there and I'm like, what am I doing to myself? And it just like, I mean, it just keeps getting good. It's like it's so crazy.
Well, hey, any viewers out there, live or on the YouTube, if you have any suggestions for me, how I can get over my open world game slump that I'm in, I'm not enjoying them as much lately. Write into mustacheridepod@gmail.com if you have any suggestions of what I could do, what maybe there's a specific game that could be my gateway into loving open world games again. I'm not sure, but if you have any suggestions, hit me up. Let me know. mustacheridepod@gmail.com. But
There's one more thing that I want to mention.
okay.
One more, and we don't have to get into it, and we can actually talk about it next episode. But Power of the Titans sent me in a TikTok, and I thought it was so funny because, you know, remember our second episode, right? Avatar. I think we talked about Avatar. It was sad. It was so sad for you. Confirmed. Suspiciously through a TikTok that I haven't found an article to read about yet. Confirmed Avatar: The Last Airbender game coming out. There are leaks out there. There are so many different things. There's YouTube videos. Like it's not confirmed, but it's like web confirmed, right? Like it's Twitter, it's TikTok, it's YouTube, it's Reddit confirmed. And so I think when something happens like that, like maybe it's not soon, but it's like it's out there. Like it's out there, and I think it's.
Why wasn't this a main story? Why wasn't this on the doc? We should have talked about this. I want to look into these rumors. I want to swan dive into the swarms of rumors.
I looked around and I haven't found anything like substantial yet, and that's the problem. Like I want to find something substantial before we talk about it. So I think next episode, I think we should deep dive into it.
I'll have to keep my ears open for any more or newer rumors. I have not heard this rumor though. That's really cool. I'm stoked. Yeah. So yeah, the deal with the second episode is we were talking. Somebody in chat brought up the new Avatar game. You know, the Blue People Avatar, and I thought they were talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender. And I was like, oh yeah, they should have made a game like that a long time ago. What are they thinking? It's perfect for a game. And then everyone's like, wrong Avatar? You're thinking of the wrong Avatar. And I was pissed. For weeks I had been thinking that there was an Last Airbender game coming out, but no.
Dang, it was really funny though. I thought it was hilarious.
But that's really cool. I'm looking forward to hearing more about that. Maybe next time we'll pull up the TikTok and we'll watch it and see, or pull up any other evidence that we find.
Yeah. We'll pull up the TikTok for sure. But I think I think it's going to be a good topic to kind of chit chat about. I'm excited.
Cool. Well, we'll put it on the dock for next week, but for now we're just about out of time. But I appreciate everybody in chat for being here. Thank you very much. And if you're watching later on YouTube, come by twitch.tv/Mustache Ride Pod. We record these twice a month. We're actually increasing the frequency to twice a month. And we'd love to have you live in chat. But if not, leave a comment, subscribe, like, all that good stuff on the YouTubes. And hopefully we'll see you in the next episode. I'm SureManCool. You can catch me at twitch.tv/SureManCool. And Dirty Tooth, where can the people find you?
You can find me at twitch.tv / the Dirty Tooth with 3 Ys. Yeah, it's gotta be the 3 Ys, because you just won't find the right person, I'm afraid. You just won't do it. So
That's right. So yeah.
Anyway.
That's about it for the episode. Thanks everybody for being here again. You're amazing.
Yeah, we really appreciate everybody, and stopping by, and make sure you email your rocket or knockets. That's going to be really important moving forward. It's a hilarious segment that I really enjoy. I know Sherman Cool enjoys it. So we want to get funny, we want to get silly, and we want to get your input and your submissions into it. But we're going to throw out